Hello, and welcome to this collection of videos in which we are explaining different aspects of the Learning Spark Fund. In this particular video, I would like to share something about what's the point of the Learning Spark Fund. Why are we launching yet another grants program? Why are we launching a grant that is talking a lot about learning? This video offers you a sneak peek into the thinking and beliefs that have informed the purpose and design of the Learning Spark Fund in general, and the Community Skyrocket window in particular. I will first detail the fundamental problem we are trying to address, and then I'll explain how we have designed the Learning Spark Fund to attempt to address this problem, as well as the principles and values behind our design. So let's start with the fundamental and troubling problem. Despite a decade of interventions of different programs by different actors in different areas and different levels, the problem of child marriage continues to persist in some settings and contexts. So we understand that social norms are firmly rooting this practice. For example, many families and communities place a high value and importance on a girl's virginity at marriage. If the girl is not a virgin, the family's honor is compromised. So families and communities do not want to violate this norm, and so do their best to ensure that girls behave according to the norm. If there is a chance that she will lose her virginity before marrying, they might prefer to marry her early to avoid this risk. This is one of the social norms that roots down the practice of child marriage. There are also related social norms around patriarchy. Sometimes people other than the girl herself, including father, brother, husband, father-in-law, make decisions for the girl about her sexuality, marriage, or reproduction. These patriarchal leaders may decide that the girl should get married at a young age. And this is yet another social norm that roots down the practice of child marriage. Of course, there are also structural factors such as poverty or lack of access to economic opportunities for girls that contribute to the practice of child marriage. However, the social norms are key factors in persistence of this practice. Therefore, by understanding, or even better understanding and addressing and working to change these social norms, we are grabbing the roots of the problem and shaking them loose, so to say. In response to this situation, the Making the Most of What We Know project decided to focus on practitioners' experience around these social norms when it comes to addressing the links between sexuality and child marriage. So what has been learned by those who have been running child marriage programs over the past decades? The Learning Spark Fund, as one of the components of this larger project, wants to surface different types of knowledges and recommendations for improving practice through a grant-making approach for learning exchanges. So how is the Learning Spark Fund designed? And what are the principles and values behind this design? So first of all, we use the participatory grant-making model. And this is because we believe that those closest to the problem, in this case, adolescent girls and local experts, are the best positioned to decide on what ideas have the most potential and value and therefore should be funded. Secondly, we decided to focus not on literature reviews or program evaluations or big research data, but on learning exchanges, as a way for peers to tap into their wealth of practical experience, reflect on it collectively, and co-create ideas about what it means for improving practice. And this brings us to our next focus, to the co-creation of knowledge. This reflects our belief that by combining what people know and allowing them to reflect on it together, the result will be something none of them knew before. It is this co-creation of new knowledge that will seed innovation, which is so needed to tackle the persistent problem. Finally, the decision to focus on community knowledge and experience in organically addressing the sexuality and child marriage link within the Community Skyrocket window in particular was a deliberate choice. So we recognize and value that all knowledges deserve to be heard, and in this case particularly want to tap into community knowledges. Further, we believe that community-driven approaches contribute to greater impact and sustainability. So, to learn more about participatory grant making and learning exchanges, or to dive deeper into co-creation of knowledge, please watch our videos on each of these topics. And don't forget to have fun and enjoy networking and learning and exchanging knowledge.